A very warm welcome to TV47 News Updates on this first day of December 2022. It is officially the first day of the festive season, a day that has seen the world over marking the World AIDS Day. One of the many stories that we've lined up for you on our bulletin this afternoon. Remember, you can always interact with us on our social media platforms indicated at the bottom of your screen. Now, with that said, my name is Dennis Otieno. I trust you're doing well. Welcome to the broadcast. Now on to our top story this afternoon. As the world binds its strategy to end HIV and AIDS epidemic by the year 2030, Mombasa County has today joined the rest of the world in commemorating the World AIDS Day, held at Bomu Grounds in Changamwe. The team, which ceremoniously began by marching around to sensitize people on HIV and AIDS, is committed to champion against teenage pregnancies, sexual and gender-based violence, citing that they are triple threats to new HIV infections.
So kwa sasa wale ambao wameweza kuathirika na virusi ni waendelee kumeza zile tembe za ARVs. Uzuri wa tembe za ARVs ambazo tuko nazo sasa ni tembe moja tu kwa siku na haina madhara kama zamani, haina side effects.
Kwa hivyo community kiweza encourage watu waweze kujitokeza, waende the nearest facility wapimwe, wajue zali yao, hiyo ingekuwa ni mzuri. Jambo la pili, community inaweza participate kuzuia mambo ya gender based violence katika jamii. Because tumeona inachangia mambo kama kubakwa, that violence at home inasababisha HIV kukua juu. Pia ukiwa na violence unajua unaogopa hata kwenda kupata huduma.
Kuna uhusiano mkubwa kati ya dhuluma za kijinsia na HIV. Mojawapo ya huduma ambayo tunapeana hospitalini ni kuzuilia walioathiriwa wasipate virusi vya HIV. Kwa sababu kitendo cha ngono, kama mwathiriwa ako na virusi, pia anaweza patia mwenye amemdhulumu.
Mradi wetu ni mradi wa wasichana ambao unalenga wasichana wadogo kuanzia miaka 9 hadi miaka 24. Hizo intervention tunaofa jinsi ya kujizuia na HIV, tunawapeleka kwa facility, wanapata hizo like PrEP for example to prevent them from getting HIV. For those 15 years and above, tunawafundisha about condom use, how to the correct way of using condoms so that they can prevent themselves.
And from matters health to the corridors of justice, and the man who threw a 20-year-old lady from the 12th floor to the 9th floor at a Nairobi city building has been sentenced to serve 5 years in prison. Principal Magistrate Esther Kimilu, while sentencing him, said the victim is still undergoing treatment 2 years since the incident occurred. The magistrate said she has considered that the accused person is committed to rehabilitation due to alcoholism and anger management issues. The accused, through his lawyer, said that they will appeal the decision of the court. Take a look.
The victim's life changed drastically out of the commission of the offense. The victim is still undergoing counseling and physiotherapy at Nazareth Hospital after 2 years of the events. She has not been able to continue with her studies at NIBS. Indeed, the offense has brought an impact to the victim and her family. Accused is a first offender, although in denial of the offense. Section 234 of the Penal Code provides for life sentence in offense of this nature. However, taking into consideration the young age of the accused and his willingness to rehabilitation to work on his anger and alcoholism, the court is persuaded to sentence the accused person to serve 5 years imprisonment. You have 14 days right of appeal. You have 14 days right of appeal. The defense can get a copy of the judgments.
Meanwhile, Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has affirmed the government's commitment to end insecurity cases and especially cases of banditry in the North Rift area. He was speaking in Turkana County during a security tour where he indicated that the government will do everything possible to improve the situation in the region and at the same time support security officials in the area.
To at least to stop in one of our count
16 sublocations and 47 sublocations.
Msimamo wa serikali ya Kenya ni kwamba bunduki ambayo imetolewa na serikali kwa askari wetu wa polisi, kwa NPRs wetu, hiyo bunduki sio maua na sio ya urembo. Hiyo bunduki ni ya kulinda maisha na mali ya wananchi. Na askari wetu wowote, afisa wetu wa polisi ama NPR ambaye atatumia silaha yake kihalali, kikatiba na kulingana na taratibu ambazo zimewekwa ili kulinda mwananchi na mali yake, huyo askari, huyo afisa, serikali itasimama nyuma yake na itahakikisha kwamba asumbuliwe na watu ambao hawaelewi mandhari na hali ya kazi ambayo tunafanya huku nyanjani. We will not allow intimidation, victimization of our police officers who use their firearms to protect life and property.
KIRINYAGA residents have decried an increase in the number of stupefying cases where men are drugged and robbed. Members of the public, especially men, have been urged to be careful, particularly during the festive season. This is after the vice claimed the life of one person. Speaking during the burial of the man who was found dead naked in his house after a night out with two beautiful women, Chairman of the Bar Owners Association in the county, Anthony Musheke, said cases of stupefying revelers and stealing from them have become common in the region, calling for quick intervention from the authorities.
Alikuwa anaishi karibu na kwangu. Sasa tulipata kifo yake, alipewa sumu. Na hii sumu alipewa hatujui na aina gani. Alifanywa postmortem tukiwa hapo na ndugu zake.
Waomba tafadhali wakienda kwa kirambu kukunywa wasikajaribu kukaa na wanawake karibu. Wanawake wamekuwa kitu kingine ya kuharibu kabisa. Na pia kuna wanaume nao wanafaa manguo ya wanawake, wanajifanya ni wanawake. Kwa hivyo naomba serikali hata ikitafuta injue hata kuna wanawake wanaume wanafaa nguo wanajifanya wao ni wanawake.
Hii mambo ya watu kuwekewa mchele imeenea ni katika Kenya mzima, walakini hatujui ni kwa nini serikali inawasiria hao watu ya kwamba hakuna mtu hata mmoja ashashikwa, na wale ambao wanashukiwa wanaenda scot free, ambao wakishikwa halafu unaona wakitembea na hao wasichana wanazunguka Kenya nzima.
Elsewhere, Baringo County has registered an alarming number of new HIV infections among the youth and adolescent population. Speaking at the Kenya Medical Training Institute Kabarnet campus in Baringo, Deputy Governor Felix Mayo said 38% of new infections are among the youth and adolescent, which is a worrying trend. According to Neddy Christine, a student at KMTC, young girls in the area rely on older men for financial help in exchange of sexual favors, therefore spreading the disease.
According to the Kenya HIV estimates 2021, 38% of the new infections among the adolescents and young people aged between 15 to 24 years. Out of the total estimated 8,170 people living with HIV in Baringo County, 7,668 are adults and 502 are children below the age of 14 years.
The girl child thinks that exchanging sex for money it's an option, and we are normalizing and accepting it. It's kind of one thing that is really increasing this prevalence. And this girl child, when she goes to the guy, the old guy, to get these favors, to exchange these favors, at the end of the day comes back to this boyfriend of hers who is also at home waiting for her. You get? So the chain of transmission is continuous, and nobody is actually talking about it seriously. Sometimes even the mother at home.
Meanwhile, Machakos County residents have been urged to be vigilant to avoid being victims of conmen who are duping people of their money, mainly from their M-Pesa accounts. According to Machakos DCI officer Frederick Ikal, police are investigating 6 incidences of robbery by a syndicate with individuals pretending to sell sandalwood lotions and perfumes, but they end up robbing the unsuspecting residents. Ikal has assured residents that investigations are ongoing to nab the suspects who recently robbed 181,000 shillings from an M-Pesa agent.
Of sandalwood in the Republic of Kenya, it is illegal. So many people have come here. We have cases like 6 cases who come here that have been conned certain amount of money. Investigations are ongoing. Sense of this country that they should not fall to the traps of these few individuals who come to Machakos town, conning people left, right, center.
Now listen to this. Nehemiah Kimei spent most of his secondary school days in a physics laboratory, feeding his curiosity. The 22-year-old student from Rift Valley Institute of Science and Technology, RVIST, has created an automatic alarm system for detecting intruders at home or at the workplace. Using a series of sensors, the system first calls the homeowner and then sends camera footage in case of an attack. Chichi Josephine tells us more.
So if it senses someone is approaching, mtu akijaribu kuruka fence.
It is an infrared motion sensor that works by detecting a change in the temperature of an area.
Kama ni gate, mtu akijaribu kupita gate hivyo, the system will turn on, alerting whoever is responsible.
The system uses infrared motion sensors to detect people or objects and sends the alert to a gadget.
It is an alarm system where we incorporate sensors. So when someone is approaching the fence, the alarm is going on. And when someone is approaching from the gate, you are also notified that someone is there. So the components that we have used here is ultrasonic sensors, kama hizi, and an Arduino, which is programmable.
It triggers the alarm, bulbs light up, and the camera is activated.
It can also incorporate electric fence, whereby when it senses someone, it turns on electric fence. So we will be utilizing the cost, reducing the cost of maintaining the electric fence, because it will just go on at that specific moment yenye imesense someone is approaching.
Kimei sourced old raw materials to make his first working prototype. He assembled used wires, bulbs and fuses and had the system running.
Yeah, it's used, we have used AC to power it on, and also we can use solar. Because even that AC we have converted back to about 12 volts. The system is running at 12 volts. So, except for the electric fence. So the rest of the system is running at 12 volts.
The cost of installing a single home security system alarm ranges from 20,000 shillings to 50,000 shillings, depending on the area to be covered. And apart from protecting homes from intruders, security systems also deter burglars.
The cost of this one is about 50K to implement everything.
Some studies show that nearly 40% of burglaries are often a spur-of-the-moment event, and thugs will not break in if they realize that there is an alarm installed or even a dog. Chichi Josephine, TV 47.
Insecurity has continued to rock the country, and you know the way they say necessity is the mother of invention. Well, congratulations to Nehemiah Kimei for coming up with that anti-burglar system. Of course, we can only hope that the innovation gets to be modified further and get to be developed so that it can tackle carefully the state, or rather the cases of burglary in the country. Thank you, Chichi Josephine, for that report. Now moving on. As the government and various organizations continue to donate and distribute relief food to families that have severely been affected by drought, the members of the clergy now want food distribution exercise be channeled directly to the church for equal and fair distribution. Church leaders from Machakos County say some people have taken advantage of the free food donations, thereby denying the disadvantaged families a chance to get the food. However, they have warned beneficiaries of relief food not to sell it, but to use it well.
with our Christians and the community at large. And again, to offer support, social support, because the church is supposed to offer social responsibility to the members, and especially during this time when rains have failed.
Hiyo leave ipelekwe kwa wale ambao wataweza kupeleka. Na mimi ningesema kanisa, I think kanisa is much better. It's much better placed, kugawanya hizo resources, sababu kuna watu wengi sana ambao wanatumia hizo, wanatumia hizo chakula vibaya.
Chakula imeletwa kwa kusaidia watu wa kanisa, sio chakula ya kuenda uze, kwa sababu ukiuza hata kasisi anaweza kukusahau kwa sababu.
Now to a sad turn of events in the western regions of the country. A family in Ugunja, Siaya County is seeking justice for their slain kin Gabriel Wakele, who was allegedly clobbered to death by persons known to them. Now the family is also accusing the police of dragging their feet in ensuring the suspect is brought to book. It is alleged that the deceased failed to return a borrowed wheelbarrow to their neighbor, who on suspicion had sold the wheelbarrow and organized the attack that led to his death. According to the deceased brother, Stephen Omondi, they have recorded statements and even provided video evidence showing the suspects meting out mob justice on their kinsman. To the police, who close to 2 weeks now, are yet to act. However, Siaya Commander of Police Michael Mushiri has assured the family that investigations are underway, even as the village elder Sylvanus Oile urged residents not to engage in mob justice.
Wakikosa walichukua ndugu yangu wakarudi nayo nyumbani. Walipiga ndugu yangu na wakakata kichwa. Hata video niko nayo. Kuna mtu alipiga yule alikuwa anapiga ndugu yangu. Video niko nayo. Nilitumana kwa CID wako nayo. Bado walikataa.
Mpaka saa hii watu bado wako area, wengine nasikia wametoroka, sijui wametorokea wapi, lakini wengine wako. Bado inatuuma. Wamefanya kitu kama hiyo na hakuna kitu yote imefanywa, na ripoti tumepeana. Tunaomba serikali tafadhali watusaidie, kwa sababu imetupata kwa haraka na tu kwa tumepangia, lakini watu pia wachukuliwa hatua.
Ni mzee mtaa wangeleta kwangu na wangesema huyo yuko na deni yao, na baada ya kusema hivyo mimi ningeandikia hawa barua waende kwa chief. Jumatatu tuite hawa, yeye akubali kulipa pesa, yeye anaweza kuja kuchukua hata kwa chief. Ndio vile sisi tunafanyaka na chief kama.
The National Environment Management Authority NEMA in Garissa has warned business operators dealing with banned plastic bags that tough actions will be taken against them as per the law. Speaking after leading a section of government departments in Garissa to plant 100 trees at the Young Muslim Academy in Garissa, NEMA County Director Isaac Mitei further said that those who are interfering with the drainage system will face the full force of the law. The Kenya Forest Service KFS Garissa County Commander Nasib Mawumsi also warned the area residents against engaging in charcoal, noting that the culprits will be arrested and charged in a court of law.
Forest County ya Garissa tunajaribu kadri ya uwezo wetu, tunafanya patrols. Niko na kikosi hapa ambao wamehitimu na hiyo kazi ya control mambo ya uchumaji wa makaa, wanaijua vizuri sana. Kwa hiyo tuko na program ya kufanya patrols, tunashika watu na kuwashtaki, na pia sio kushika na kushtaki peke yake, huwa tunafanya baraza, tunafanya uhamasisho. Kwa hiyo pia kushika mtu na kumshtaki si dawa. Unakaa naye, unaongea naye, unamweleza, anakuelezea shida zake. Kama ni mambo ya uchumi, tunampea njia badala za kutafuta hela, na pia tunawaonya wasiendelee na uharibifu wa makaa.
Following the directive by our cabinet secretary Honorable Aisha Jumwa to plant 500 million trees in the next 5 years, this exercise will be continuous and we'll be back to plant more trees with our stakeholders.
Now, from Garissa, we cross over to Kirinyaga County, where chaotic scenes characterized the Ndima Tea Factory annual general meeting, after a section of farmers disrupted the proceedings, opposing the move by the management to deduct 1 kilogram of tea. It took the intervention of the police to calm the situation, allowing the AGM to continue. Zone 5 Chairman Mithamo wa Suzana, who chaired the AGM, has accused Kirinyaga Senator Kamau Murango of inciting farmers against KTDA, a move that will affect the tea development in the area. Mithamo noted that politicians should stick to the legislative mandate and leave issues of tea management to KTDA.
Kumekuleta furugu ya wale madirector wenye walitolewa na serikali.
Tuwaomba hivi, hawa watu wanaleta furugu na wanataka hii kampuni yetu ikwame. Tunawaambia wakome, kwa sababu wale wabaya sana ni wale walitoka hapo awali, wale madirector walikuweko. Hao ndio walikuwa wamepanga jama ya kunja kuharibu mkutano wetu ya leo. Lakini tumefanya tu mkutano na tukamaliza, lakini tuwaomba sana wasiendelee na hizo siasa. Kama mtu kuna jambo anataka kuongelea, akuje wakae na board na wakae na wakulima chini, awaelezee na wakulima watamsikiza.
Hizi siasa zikiendelea na kupelekwa kotini, lazima wakulima pia wawe na wakili wao wa kuwatetea kotini na lazima walipwe. So what we are asking Bwana Senator Murango ni a withdraw hiyo kesi kabla wakulima waanze kukatwa pesa zao zipelekwe kwa kotini kwa kesi.
As the world continues to observe 16 days of gender activism against gender-based violence, the Elgeyo-Marakwet County government is planning to establish a rescue center which will protect the victims of gender-based violence. According to the Elgeyo-Marakwet Deputy Governor, Grace Cheserek, a large number of cases, more than 70, have been reported between last year's and this year. However, there are still some people who do not come out to report such cases due to stigma. Take a look.
We have seen a rise in cases of violence against women and girls in our county.
When they will be talking about the counties that are in that, my county should not be in it.
We have seen a rise in cases of violence against women and girls in our county. Between July 2020 and June 2021, we had 70 cases. Up to between 2021-2022, we've had 167 cases. This indicates a 120% increase, which we are not happy about.
Ni aibu ya kwamba katika counties 22 sisi tuko ndani yake. Mimi nikiwa CC nataka tujitoe. When they will be talking about the counties that are in that, my county should not be in it.
We have a facility that all of us can sit down immediately, probably starting on Monday, and come up with a program on how we can implement this so that we have a risk center within our Iten.
Now, from tackling the gender-based violence in Elgeyo-Marakwet, let's take a look at the HIV burden in Busia County. Now, as Kenya joins the world in marking the World AIDS Day, it has now been established that youth from Busia County account for 40% of new HIV infections, with businesses at the border point. Poverty and lack of community sensitization highlighted as the main contributors of the high infections. Speaking during the World AIDS Day celebrations in Busia County, NACC representative Constance Were said Funyula and Bundalangi constituencies are recording an increase in new infections despite ongoing community sensitization, and Busia County has been named as one of the counties worst hit by poverty, with some families unable to raise at least 100 shillings per day.
Familia kama hiyo watatafuta namna ili pia hao waweze labda kupata chakula, na unapata wakati mwingine pia hata hawana sanitary towels, so wana opt kwamba wauze ngono labda wapate pesa waweze kununua sanitary towels, wapate pesa ya kusaidia wazazi wao, mambo kama hiyo. Watu wengi wenye wanateka advantage ya watoto ni hawa bodaboda sana sana. Unapata kwamba kama ni bodaboda atamnunulia hiyo sanitary towel na atamtumia. Na kwa hivyo mtoto atakuwa amefurahi kwamba amepata sanitary towel, lakini sasa hajui kwamba amejiexpose.
And from the HIV burden in Busia County, it's time to get to the sports news, where Sports Cabinet Secretary Ababu Namwamba earlier today briefed the media a few hours after the Kenyan athletics scene and the government breathed a sigh of relief after the country evaded a possible suspension from World Athletics over increased doping cases. Ababu thanked World Athletics and its president Sebastian Coe for the trust and faith they gave Kenya and for giving Kenya a second chance, as he assured them that the government and Athletics Kenya are putting all efforts to ensure Kenya will be back to her athletics map.
We have been given another second chance for we to prove ourselves that we are a running nation. So we want to thank our government for the effort that it has done to ensure that we have not faced the looming ban that was facing us. And we also want to say thank you for the AIU and the World Athletics for giving us a second chance.
Nasema kwamba tumeshukuru sana kwa kupewa hii chance. Tuendelee na kukimbia. Ndio at least wenye wanatoka chini, young athletes, upcomings, waendelee kukimbia vizuri.
You can make a mistake and you are excused. You are left off the hook. But if you continue making that mistake, then it means that you are not listening and you need some kind of punishment or something. So now, we have come a long way, as I said from the beginning.
We want to return integrity to sports. We want to return big money to sports.